The first major software update for the Tesla Cybertruck is upon us, and we've got a lot of information about it. I know, just a couple videos ago, I recommended not to take delivery of your Cybertruck because of some major missing features. It looks like Tesla is finally delivering through a software update of those features. So today we're going to talk about what those features are, updates to off-roading mode, camp mode with the tent, and more, all in today's video. Let's get into it. Remember, if you're new here and you like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and you like information about Teslas and the world of EVs. Okay, so Tesla is finally releasing an off-road mode application, basically what it is, an in-car. It's going to feature both Baja and overlanding mode. So overlanding mode is more of a consistent handling and better overall traction control of your truck when driving on gravel, deep snow, sand, and so forth. Baja mode, on the other hand, is going to offer vehicle balance improvement, and the vehicle is going to handle more freely when stability assist is set to minimal. Now, there's going to be some visualization updates change as well, but the best way to look at both overlanding and Baja mode is think of overlanding as a technical driving mode for off-roading, rock climbing, and so forth, and Baja mode is more dynamic action, more for your track mode kind of style driving. Now, on both of these modes, you're going to get a left side of the panel of your screen that's going to offer you vitals about your vehicle. And on the right-hand side are going to be some of your one-touch controls, which is going to change depending on which mode you're in, right? Overlanding or Baja. Now, let's start with Baja mode. Baja mode is essentially, like I said, a track mode. You can get access to handling balance slider, right? And this slider is going to allow you to choose your preference for whether you want more oversteer or whether you want more understeer. I'll put up on the screen some of the different options that you have when moving this slider, and what their meanings are. But like this level of fine tuning of how your vehicle operates on the terrain that you're on and for what you're trying to do is really going to be great for a lot of you guys. I know this. Now, in the other hand, in overlanding mode, this has more of a focus on technical traction, right? So rock climbing, off-roading, overlanding, etc. Obviously, you're going to be able to control the ride height, right, at its max extraction mode or at its lowest. You can also will have a surface slider that you can change depending on your situation, whether you want all-purpose, rock, sand, snow, gravel, and so forth. Now, in all these modes, your cameras will be persistent, so you're better able to see any obstacles. The default is going to be your front camera and your both side repeater cameras that are actually going to be, you're going to be able to see your wheels from them. Now, you can actually change this. With this mode, you can actually swipe, and you're going to be able to see your rear view mode, which has a focus on the ground near the back of the truck. Or you'll be able to swipe it again and you'll get a far rear view. And you can obviously take any of these and make the feed larger to take up the whole screen. Another update is now you're going to be able to toggle the rear steering on and off. Now, with this steer by wire, you know, the rear wheels can steer on their own. So being able to turn this on and off depending on what you're doing. For example, if you're overlanding and rock climbing, or you're in Baja mode, it can make drifting a bit smoother when transitioning directions. And sometimes just this fine tuning is what owners are looking for. Now, as you know, the Cybertruck can go into water. It's got a wade mode. So now wade mode is going to get a one-touch control for your bright forward lights, as well as being able to control the light bar too with a single touch on that right-hand side of the screen. Now, one of the big asks that a lot of people were asking for was locking differentials. A lot of owners were surprised that the truck did not ship with this feature, as a lot of off-roading owners really love this feature when rock climbing and so forth. This basically allows the focus on the tires that are making contact with the surface to have more torque, so that a wheel that is up in the air that's not touching anything is not just spinning around and wasting energy. For example, you know, like the three-wheel motion, right? Now, the difference in this mode is that the tri-motor beast mode will have a virtual rear lock differential, which is essentially always working in overlanding mode. So if you've got the tri-motor, you got a little bit of a leg up, but for everyone else, we're finally getting locking differentials, which should help with off-roading. We're going to be seeing a trail assist off-road mode, and many owners love their Teslas for autopilot. Well, this is essentially like an autopilot for off-roading. This allows your truck to maintain a set speed and allows you to focus on just steering. It'll also work as a hill ascent or a descent control, helping to keep the wheels from like slipping. And what's great about this feature is that adjusting the speed or pressing on the brake won't just disengage it. It'll just temporarily bypass it and then it'll go back into that speed. To disengage it, you'll have to hold down the brake or click the scroll wheel a second time and you can turn that off. It's definitely going to be handy and really beneficial when you are traveling off-road and you're just going, you want to set the speed and forget about it. Now, another thing coming is this slippery surface mode. It's going to offer better traction control on like snow or ice or wet roads by distributing the traction evenly across all the tires on the Cybertruck. Now, you know that the Cybertruck comes with adaptive suspension. Well, that adaptive suspension is getting a little bit better. It's now going to estimate your payload more accurately and automatically adjust damping to deliver a more comfortable ride. If you thought air suspension was already comfortable, wait till you see it after this. And this is a benefit of air suspension. And the last update is the Cyber Tent mode. If you've got a tent and you are using it with your Cybertruck, Cyber Tent mode is going to offer 3 really cool features. Number one, if you are camping outside, you're probably on uneven terrain. And when you're on uneven terrain, you don't want to sleep where you're rolling in your bed. So the Cybertruck with its air suspension is going to level out the truck by increasing one side, decreasing the other to give you a level sleeping area in your tent. Really handy, and this was actually found on the Rivian as well, so really nice to be seeing this come to this Cybertruck. Number 2 part of this is it's going to keep the tonneau cover open. So obviously if you're camping right above the tonneau cover, it's going to be helpful to be able to drop your wires and access the outlets and so forth. And in reference to that, the AC and the outlets will stay on if enabled. So you have it down there, you have it plugged in, you have your electronics brought up to your tent. The interesting part is that it allowed the AC to stay on, which I don't really quite understand because you don't have access to the inside. So why would you want the AC of the inside on? I'm not too sure about that or what that was in relation to, so I'm not really sure. But in any case, seeing all these updates come to the Cybertruck is exciting and cool. We know Tesla always delivers, so really great to be seeing Cybertruck owners seeing their truck get better. I've had my Model 3 since 2018, and I've seen it's a completely different car today than it was back then. I mean, it's wild. So I can only imagine what the Cybertruck is going to be in 5 or 6 years with all of these enhancements and updates. I'm curious to know, do you have a Cybertruck? What are you most excited for in this update? And what, if anything, was missed in this update? I'll tell you one thing from my end, it's the autopilot full self-driving, which is still not available on the Cybertruck. For me, that's number 1, but I'm curious to know, what do you think? Let me know down in the comments down below. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.